sad news for the world of what in the US they call the black manosphere, which is kind of without going too much into it, is like, I've been telling you for a long time that after the Me Too movement, and the fact that it was great to give a voice to the women who didn't have a voice, the actress and everybody who had issues with a world where a lot of men could go in unpunished for whatever they do. Hello, Dalia. Great show Saturday. Like there would be at a point, because I believe there's been a lot of abuse, and it's been, of course, more good than bad. But as always, when you give too much power without even doing checks and balances, some people are going to abuse the system, and some people are going to use the system for their own personal revenges. Because once you know that if you say you pronounce some words, everybody just go crazy, especially the media of today, and they don't try to verify, they don't care, they're just like, listen, you're a victim, we believe you, and there you go. And this brings us to the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard a defamation process, a trial, and things like that, where you start realizing that the good thing that is the victory of feminism the last 5 years has also, like everything, brought people who are using the system for their advantage or for their craziness or for their revenge. And it doesn't mean that the good thing has to be removed. It just means that instead of just believing everybody without thinking, you just have to just say to yourself, what if? And be able to ask yourself the question and verify. Because if not, you're going to destroy the advantages for everybody. And something that happened was that it also created, in this polarized world, once something becomes too powerful on one side, automatically something as powerful will arrive from the other side, and it will create a pushback. And for men in YouTube and in social media, you had what we call the manosphere, where men also gave their point of view, also could, depending on one channel to another, also express themselves about all these subjects, and not just give the narrative to some groups. And out of this could be some interesting people that came out, and somebody that really was considered, hey, Tatiana, how are you? Nice new profile picture. So because of that, somebody who was really like, who just became like the godfather, as they called him, was Kevin Samuels, a YouTuber who was 57 years old and really exploded in the last 2-3 years with his content, and really made an impact on the life of some people. And of course, like everybody in the world of today, most people only are interested in the snippets, and they want to resume. People want to resume hours and hours and hours of content in that one moment that goes viral, and people will define you with that moment. When if you have a 2-hour live video that you do 5 times a day, you're gonna have some viral moments. You're gonna have things that you're gonna say that's gonna make everybody crazy. but the rest of the time you might be giving interesting advice or tough love to the women and also tough love to the guys. And that's how he was doing his thing, and that was his signature. I didn't agree with everything the way he did his thing, but he had some interesting points. He infuriated a lot of the black women in the US with some of his positions. But as I always say, it's important that you have multiple voices saying multiple things, and it's also important that when you have one voice saying one thing, you can have a voice that bring contradiction, debate, as long as everybody is respecting themselves, etc., etc. And so he was hated by some, admired by a lot. And I've seen a few of his videos. I've watched a few live, but I was not like I was a subscriber to his channel, but I'm not a fan, or I'm not somebody who was really watching him regularly. But I've listened to a few live. Interestingly, you know, it is actually something that has to do more with the American culture, in my opinion, than our culture here in Europe. But some things were interesting and valid in some of the points. In some of the things, I think he should have let his people talk more, etc., etc. But nevertheless, what is what is the sad news is that he passed. He died 2 days ago or 3 days ago from apparently a heart condition Thursday. And so Kevin Samuels, a polarizing YouTube personality, dies at 57. Styling himself as an image consultant, Mr. Samuel aimed his advice at black men and women, drawing a large following and a chorus of detractors who condemned his view as outdated and cruel. Samuels, a YouTube and Instagram personality whose blunt lifestyle advice aimed at black men and women, drew a legion of admiring followers and a chorus of detractors who condemned his views. Well, I saw that. Yeah, his death was announced by two friends and fellow YouTube personality Dennis Sperling and Melanie King. Mr. Sperling, who is also a lawyer, identified himself as a family spokesman in an Instagram post. The Atlanta police said he was found irresponsible on the floor of his apartment. No cause was cited. And you know, what is crazy to me about his death, like, you know, to me, like, I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't wish death on nobody. I think everybody must live their life until it's their time. And if they go too early, too soon, or young, or for whatever reason, I don't believe that we should celebrate. And what is crazy to me is that a lot of the black women who were, thank you so much, Sirène des Îles. Welcome to the show, and thank you for your support as always. So a lot of the black women, and also of the detractors, but especially a lot of the American black women, are celebrating the death of somebody. Like, so this is where, to me, I'm shocked. Like, listen, a lot of people, I believe that a lot of people, if right now we learn that, I don't know, Trump died, a lot of people are going to celebrate, I guess, the same way. And it's going to be a shock for me as well. Like, what kind of people are you all? Like, what's wrong with the internet? Like, what's wrong with all these people who talk about respecting. They talk about respect. Uh, uh, they talk about God all the time. They talk about being excellence, etc. And they celebrate somebody's death because they didn't agree on what he said. And they justify their celebration with, oh, he was doing harm to us with his message. There's a real problem in the world right now with the way people think and the way people compute things. People believe that because they disagree with a comic, they can go on stage and slap him. And everybody is there. Yeah, alopecia, black hair, black. No. Because you open the door to everybody and their feelings, do it whatever because of what they feel. And then one day what's going to happen is that there's going to be a comic on stage, somebody that you love, an actor, and somebody said, I didn't like what you say about X community, and they're going to stab him or shoot him. And now you're going to all be crying, and you're going to have people online celebrating, saying, yeah, he had it coming. What's wrong with all of you? If you disagree with somebody, you disagree with somebody. You can disagree with passion with somebody. But it doesn't mean that you have to start being animals. It doesn't mean that you have to celebrate the death of somebody who had a mother, who had a father, who had children, maybe an ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever. Like, what's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with the internet? What's wrong with everybody? Everybody is here acting like if it's normal to be happy that somebody is dead. Like, if someone is saying things that you don't like about women and you find him as a misogyne, you, whatever you feel, it can trigger you, etc. But it's just opinions, and those opinions are here to, there's an audience of people who they need that, and they intelligent enough to take what they need from that or not. And you are intelligent enough to find people who believe the things that go with you. But we are in a world now where anytime somebody has a different opinion and you hate that opinion, you hate the people. You hate the people, and you come with the same bullshit excuse of, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's harming us. People are killing us. Like, stop. Stop, because at a point, you are not helping whatever cause you are for. Whatever it is, that's not how you help people. That's not, like, for me, somebody who's talking about protection, talking about respect, talking about our group is in danger, and that same person is celebrating the death of somebody, are in a complete contradiction. You cannot talk about danger and being scared, and when somebody dies, you are happy. Like, there's an immaturity, and there's a manichaeism in the way people think nowadays, where it's black or it's white. Either you're on my side or either you're my enemy. And this is helping nobody, because the real world is black and white, it's millions of shades of gray. The real world is in the gray area. Most people are a little bit this and a little bit of that. Most people are like, and this is crazy. This is crazy. And listen, I when I learned he was dead, it was like probably 2 hours later after his death, And I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, like, it's like when somebody just made it, he really made it, he find his lane and he's doing something, and he had a lot of women who were fans as well. He had a lot of couples that he helped. He had some people that actually he helped with his consulting. Other people didn't like the language. Listen, as I always say, it's the same for music. If you don't like something, you don't listen to it. You have all the spectrums of opinions that you can find online and in the books and on TV. You go find what is interesting to you, and from time to time you listen what is said on the other side so you can form your own opinions. But because people they're not putting the same importance as they used to put in religion, they are kind of putting everything on strangers.